Solving rate problems, lesson 9. So we're going to look at unit rates like a pro. I can choose how to use unit rates to solve problems. So basically what we're going to do is kind of like what we've done on the previous lesson, but we're going to really think about what makes the most sense to solve in this situation. So make sure you have today's date, ICANS, and your page number, and you're ready to go on. All right, let's warm your brains up just a shade here. Let's look at a grid of 100 and think about the shaded parts. So we have an entire area of a 100. What's the shaded area? Well, I hope that you did something like saw that this was 5 by 5, and that gave us 25, because 5 times 5 is 25, as opposed to sitting there and counting every part. So if there's 25 here, how much is not shaded? Yeah, 75. So this is actually a 1-to-4 ratio, isn't it? 1 blue for every 4 not shaded. What about here? What do we got? Yeah, we got 10 shaded. So this is 1 out of 10, or 1 for every 9 shaded. So how do I know that? Well, if I look across here, I can see that I've got 9 that aren't shaded and 1 that is, making a total of 10. So overall, the entire thing is 10 to 90, but I can think of that as 1 to 9. All right, let's dig into our lesson now. Is it a deal? So we're going to take a look at a couple things and see if it's actually a deal or not. Got a drink pack here. Original price is $4 for $3.16. The new deal is $3 for $2.25. Should you take this deal? Well, we're talking about a $4 to $3.16 ratio. And we're talking about with the new deal, it's a $3 to $2.25. Not quite that 25 centy deal here. So, which one's better? Well, first thing you need to do is you need to get down to the one rate. So how much does one bottle cost? And right now we've got 4 bottles costing $3.16. And what we need to do is we need to make this into a 1 to something ratio. So to get rid of the 4 here, we have to divide by 4. Let's take that $3.16 and divide it by 4. Let's see, 4 will go into 31 7 times. Okay, and let's see, that would give us 28. That'd be 3. 36. 4 into 36 would be 9. So the original deal is 1 bottle of water for 79 cents. That seems reasonable. Here we need to divide by 3, right? And if we divide this out, what do we get? Yeah, 3 goes into 22 7 times, giving 21, 1 left over. Bring down the 5, 15, 3 into 15, 5 times. So it's 1 bottle. It's 75 cents per bottle. Think about what we talked about before. So in this case, yeah, the new deal is a good deal, and you should take it. It's not always, but you have to pay attention to what's going on. All right, let's move on to the next activity. See who the fastest of all is. I am not the fastest of all. I will say that now. Wild animals from around the world wanted to hold an athletic competition, but no one would let them on an airplane. They decided to just measure how far each animal could sprint in 1 minute and send the results to you to decide the winner. You look up the information and about converting units of length. 1 inch is equal to 2 and 5,400 centimeters. Which animal sprinted the farthest? And what are the place rankings of all the animals? So this is a lot of looking at some different pieces here, isn't it? Because you've got to get these into similar units. Because the problem right now is we have too many different units to use. Okay. Okay, so I've arranged things so I can do a little bit of working out a little easier. So we need to figure out each of these ones' ratio. We got to get some sort of similar distance for them all. So what we need to do is to convert them all, not necessarily into inches, but we got to get them into something that's the same. So it doesn't matter what method you used for this, but the simplest thing would be to put these into probably feet would be the closest thing, right? So for the antelope, we can figure it out real quick because we just need to know how many feet are in a mile. And 5,280 feet. So we've got one. What about going from the hair in inches into feet? Well, again, this is just a matter of dividing, right? So work that out. And you should have 4,136 feet. Okay, so far, pretty easy, right? Here we have just feet of 3,773 feet. And here with the cougar, we have to multiply that by 3. So we should have gotten 4,224 feet. Now, we don't have the conversion directly for those, right? But we do know about the conversions of these into other units, right? How many meters are in a centimeter? Or how many centimeters are in a meter, I guess I should say. There are 100, right? So if we take the 1,073 times 100, should give us 107,300 centimeters. Are we done? No, we have to convert this into inches so we can get into the same units we've got everything else. So what are we going to do here for centimeters going into inches? Well, we know we have it in centimeters already, and we want to go to inches. So we have to find out what you have to multiply 2 and 5,400ths by to make 107,300. Sorry about that. So we take that 107,300 and we divide it by the 2 and 5,400ths. And that'll get us about 42,000 244 inches. Yes. So we still need to take and divide that by 12. Now you're going to get a lot of decimal pieces in through there. So we're just going to really look at the main numbers round to the nearest whole number. So we get 3,520 feet. Ostrich. It's going to be something else like this. Now we have to take this. This is a larger number. So first we've got to put it into meters. So there's 1 and 1/1500ths kilometers it goes, right? How many meters are in a kilometer? Yep, 1,000. So multiply by 1,000, we get 1,150. And what did we do on the previous one once we got it to meters? Yeah, we multiplied by 100, so that gave us 115,000. And now we have that in centimeters. Now we have to convert that into inches. Yep, we need to divide by the 2 5400ths, which gets us about 45,275 inches. And then if we divide that by 12, that should get us our final part here. 3,772. Actually, it rounds to there. Okay, feet. Now, I know I didn't work these all out on the screen, but you could have worked these out yourselves on your paper. Because really the big thing was looking at the comparisons. And the other key point here is this, that to compare all of these, we had to get to some sort of rate that was similar. So on these other ones, it was easy to make them into feet. We could have put these all into inches and just gone with the hare's 49,000. But decided to do this in feet. Now, could you have done this in inches? Sure, go ahead, that's fine. And then what we had to do is we had to use this ratio here where we had the 1 inch being the 2 5400 centimeters. Again, this is about using what works best for you. So, who went the farthest in the 1 minute? Yeah, the antelope actually goes the farthest. What's next? Yep, cougar, the hare, and then we have the ostrich and the coyote just about tied. And then kangaroo in last place. Still pretty fast moving. So let's talk about the juice rates here. What are the 2 unit rates that's going to make sense here? Yeah, it's going to make sense to find out how much it costs per box, right? So for the $10 boxes for $3.50, you start off with $3.50 for the 10, but you want to get down to that per 1 rate, right? Well, you're going to divide both parts by 10, right? So this now becomes 35 cents for each box. Same thing with this one. You've got $2.40 per 6 boxes. What do you need to do? Well, we want to get this down to per box cost, so we take that $2.40 and divide it by 6, and you get, you're going to end up with 40 cents, right? So the better deal here is the 10 boxes, right? But what does this mean, the 40 for the 1? Well, the thing is, when it's in this form, you would think right away that this probably is the better deal, but you don't know that for sure until you actually look at the pieces. And this is what we've talked about before, is that you've got to look at how they looking at the rate in the correct manner for that particular problem to solve to make sure that you're getting the best deal in the situation. And in this situation, you were wanting to find out the cost per one box. It could be, trying to find the price per ounce or pound, or how much you get for $1. You have to think about the situation before you can actually really look at what ratio or what way to make that rate into a unit rate to solve out the most effectively. So we talked about how you can choose unit rates to solve problems. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.